The grid catastrophe. My printer ran out of paper today, and the last page didn't print here.
It's just missing a page.
It's missing a. Well, I realize what's happened now. I reloaded the paper, but it's sitting back there on the printer now. I know because I walked out. The final page, and the final page is about Nick Cannon. Now, Nick Cannon is. I don't have the information in front of me, but I read it earlier. He's the host of The Masked Singer. He used to host America's Got Talent, I believe, and he's been on a lot of shows. Wildin' Out was one of his big shows.
And don't forget Drumline.
Drumline. He's a star, Nick Cannon. What he's known most for now is he has 12 kids. I'm doing this from memory. From many different
Can't remember the number of
baby mamas. I don't know the number of baby mamas. I know he has 12 children.
Mm-hmm.
He has just, and I'm just reading a headline now.
Are two with Mariah Carey?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they were
twins, I believe.
They were an item for
a long time ago.
He has insured for $10 million his testicles. It's time has come, apparently, that his manager has said, these are important to you. You need to get them insured for $10 million.
Huh?
So he's going to be paying insurance on those.
Okay.
In case anything ever happens.
That's one Father's Day gift I guess most dads don't get.
Now, wasn't it, did Tina Turner insure her legs? Because
that's what I always heard.
Yeah.
Yep.
And somebody, maybe she's the one. I do remember that because she had her.
I think she was the first I ever heard.
Famous legs.
Yeah.
And then others have done similar, right? Like only a body part.
Yeah.
Well, he's done his balls.
Okay.
For $10 million. I'll tell you this. This has to actually. This is a perfect synergy because my insurance agent is also my pickleball partner, the Diesel.
That's right.
Synergy.
Here's why. You don't even know the half. Yesterday we're playing pickleball. Nice day, and we're engaged in a firefight. And
what's that?
I explained once what in a game.
It sounds militaristic, but it isn't.
It is not.
Yeah.
When you are fairly close to the net and someone speeds up the point and the ball comes very fast at you and you hit it back really fast, it's tick, 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 back and forth. That's a firefight. And we were fully engaged.
Just the two of you.
Us on one side, two others on the other. And the ball could go in any direction. You can go back and
left,
forth,
right, front,
diagonal. And these firefights can last 10 seconds. Back and forth. Oh my God. I mean, when you're in one, man, you don't even have time to think out there. You just got to
react.
Just got to react. That's all there is to it. Exactly. Well, in this particular case, I was standing about a foot behind the Diesel and diagonally to his right, maybe 2 feet behind him. And one of the shots came into the middle between us, and he tried to return the firefight, but it ticked off the edge of his paddle and went straight into my groin. And at a high rate of speed.
High rate?
High rate. This is a
plastic pickleball?
Terrible injury. I went down in a heap. That's it. That's the sound I made. You've all been there, of course.
Oh, yeah.
It happens to everyone from time to time if you have testicles.
You get nicked right there.
First time it's happened to me in a long time. And it got not just, just dead on, that dull, aching, in the pit of your stomach pain, but also the tip of the Frank also. So it's like a burning, stinging pain on the tip and that guttural pain. I went down and people ran from every court. They came over.
Get his picture.
Stood above me. I opened my eyes and there are like men and women, I don't know, dripping sweat on me. Like, are you okay down there in the nuts?
Did your partner apologize, or was he more? What are you doing? Get up.
He was apologetic, but he said we need to finish this match now. We need to I couldn't breathe. It was late in the day. It was late in the hour, and we were trailing 9-7. And he said, we need to play.
Let's go pop up.
All right, we can still win this. Get him up. He said, patch him up.
So your day wasn't done.
No, we continued, and it still hurts today. It was a direct hit.
Mm-hmm.
Bam. And either the other two, as I went down, I saw the other two players go, that's gonna hurt. And they just disappeared out of sight.
Yeah.
World is spinning.
Yeah.
I opened my eyes, and there are all these people standing above me. Are you
Diesel,
right,
you sunk my battleship.
It was, oh, man. Now, I'm not going to blame him because he was going for the ball, and it just ticked off the edge. And that right, I mean, from a foot away, right into my
Is this something you shared with the missus when you got home, Kelly?
I had to, because I put frozen peas on it when I got home. I said, remember when this came in handy. Remember when we were going to change our dog's food about 4 months ago?
Yes. You were going to make your own.
Yeah. We were going to make our own dog food, and I bought all these items at the grocery store, about $50 worth. And when
chicken and carrots and peas and stuff.
Yes. And when I got home, I thought, why are we doing this? You had said, isn't the dog in good health? And I said, yes. And haven't you fed her dog food she likes for years? Yes. So right as I was making the first batch of it, I said,
I'm going to eat this.
We're not doing this. I'm going to. So I ate a lot of it, but we had a bag of frozen peas left over. And I said, where are those peas? When I got home. And she goes,
I need those peas.
Well, they're in the freezer.
You can't eat them now. I don't want to eat them.
Please give them to me.
Thank goodness my wife never throws anything away, even from the freezer. It's a lesson for me. So I put them on my genitals and sat and watched college baseball.
None of your children saw this, did they?
Well, the boy on his way to work came through and said, why do you have peas on your junk? You can imagine. You can imagine.
He had a good laugh.
How difficult. Of course it was a good laugh for him. And indeed, how difficult.
This is not really related to the topic, except for dog food. Is the company called, I don't want to give away free advertising, but Fresh Pet? Have you seen these commercials?
I've seen that.
Where when someone is at a friend's house, the friend has a dog.
Yeah.
The owner of the house has a dog, and they're at the owner's house. The friend opens a refrigerator. Sometimes it's a date, sometimes it's just a guy friend, and they're looking for beer or snacks, whatever.
Right.
And they find the Fresh Pet in there, and they go, this is dog food in the refrigerator. And like, no, it's Fresh Pet.
Yeah.
And every ad ends with the friend being excluded.
Right.
They're brilliant.
Does, yeah.
They're out.
They're really funny ads.
I always, when I first saw it, I thought they were going to mistake it for human food because it looks so fresh and so good. But they don't. They're like, you've got dog food in your... No, we don't. That's Fresh Pet, and you're done.
Date's over. Friendship's over. Get out.
That's right. That's right.
And it looks like, I think if you look, when they cut open the bag of Fresh Pet, that's what it looks like you were trying to make.
Yes, that's right.
Peas.
That's right.
Carrots. Chicken.
Exactly. But now, and we were told, once you do it, the dog will never go back to regular dog food. So as I was getting ready to pour the ingredients into the pot, I said, no, I'm not doing this. It was like chicken, it was like fresh meat chicken and rice and peas and carrots and blueberries all mixed together. And apparently dogs love it, but it's expensive and you have to make it yourself rather than just buying Old Roy. And so we just kept her on what she's on.
I've been probably a terrible dog parent in that my dog has always been on basically just cheap dog food, but she's fine. Yeah, she's always been on Purina One chicken and rice from the time.
That's pretty good food. I mean, that's not wrong with that.
But I see all these people doing that Fresh Pet and stuff. And I even tried to switch her to that, like they would say the higher end Blue Buffalo.
Yeah,
she did not.
She didn't like that.
She didn't like it, and frankly, her stomach wasn't great with it. She's always had Purina One. It's cheap, but she's fine with it.
I think Purina One's a pretty good food. Yeah. I mean, Purina's a good brand.
Oh, you always hear, they add,
additives.
And that's why people do Fresh Pet, but she's cool with it.
Remember,
when you see it in the refrigerator section of a store, it throws you.
I agree. It does. You're like, what is this? It's dog food. Yeah, they have to put they got to make sure they put a dog on there.
They do.
Or you're going to buy that thinking it's some sort of paste for you. Probably people have done that. Probably people have taken a bite of that. Don't you think? I mean, it looks
on purpose, or like not for TikToks?
No. I think they mistake it for leftovers or whatever.
Yeah. There are cookies that I give my dog that smell like real cookies. Like if you put these out at a party, they look like real cookies. They smell like real cookies. You would never know.
Remember when I first mentioned this, and most people either emailed and called and said, hey, dumbass, save your money, don't do this.
Tell me you're wealthy without telling me you're wealthy.
All right. I got a lot of that. Of course. And so Two Wheel Hardo told the story that he took his dog to the vet, and the vet said, man, your dog is in great shape. The dog was whatever age and perfect for his age and just really looking good, trim. And toward the end of the examination, he said, what are you feeding the dog? And Two Wheel Hardo said, Old Roy. Well, Old Roy is the cheapest brand you can get at Walmart. And the vet said, oh, you should never do that. It's got so many fillers and additives. And Hardo was like, well, hey, man, you just said.
Look at the diagnosis.
Yeah, you just said how great the dog is. I'm not sure that really gourmet dog food may not be,
but it trips all the triggers.
It does.
Look how Americans handle their dogs now in the last 20 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're children.
Is 100% right.
They're their family.
They're fur babies. They are children.
Yeah, I don't know when that phrase entered the lexicon, fur baby.
Well, I heard it about 5 years ago when the woman at the gym said, "I have 2 fur babies." And I said, "What?" She was introducing herself to everybody.
Did you give them to gypsies?
What? She said, "I'm a mom. I have 2 fur babies." Huh? I mean, that was really weird to me. Tilly, you're talking about dog and dog treats. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just at Costco, P1, by the way.
Thank you.
I was just at Costco a couple weeks ago, and I was going through doing my normal shopping and everything, and I get to this section that had these amazing snack sticks and beef jerky and everything. I probably spent 10, 15 minutes staring at it before I realized it was the dog treat section.
Right, I know.
I mean, yeah. And the crazy thing is, with the prices of jerky, don't think that I wasn't going to be like, you know what, I might just try it.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it probably won't kill you.
Exactly. If it tastes good, that's right. Thank you, Till. That's funny. I can see people doing that for sure. Our dog
100%.
Listen, we just took our dog to the vet last week. Full disclosure, she's gained 2.5 pounds since last time we took her to the vet. And so the vet said, you didn't knock off the treats, because when the kids drop a chip or two, she takes it off the floor. And we used to give her pepperonis, and he said, no more pepperonis. That's it.
Do you think any behaviors will change in the home?
Well, we've been pretty diligent about it for the first 4 or 5 days, and the dog is like, what gives? Every time my daughter walks to a cabinet, she thinks she's getting pepperoni, so the dog gets up and goes over and starts wagging the tail. And when she doesn't get it now, she's like all ticked off. She starts barking. We've trained this dog to like these little treats, and he says you can't give her the treats.
Every time someone goes to the kitchen.
Yeah. So I think probably, like with most things, for a little while we'll do well, and then chips will drop off plates again.
Yeah.
And we've started walking her a little now. You know my policy. We walk that dog once a year, whether she needs it or not.
Yeah.
But now for the last 5 or 6 days, she's probably been walked 3 times, and she's like, what's going on? When the leash comes out, she's like, what's that? She starts to growl. What's happening? But we have at least taken her for a walk around the neighborhood. That's all I have for that. But the dog food, thank goodness Chris Demm was here to talk some sense into me and say, why would you do this? We didn't. The point is, the peas were good for my groin this weekend. And I just told Diesel, I can't play today unless you can guarantee me no firefights. I said, how can I guarantee?
You can't.
You can't guarantee. I mean, player's going to play. That's how we do.